Morning, this is the boot electrician here again. So today we're going to look at a bit of another Gemini gate motor repair and a few do's and don'ts I'll show you. Okay, so obviously I undid the anti-theft bracket and the bracket jumped back when I undid the lock, and in this corner here it nicked my finger. You can't believe how much it hurts because it's still cold here for us in the morning. It's winter. So this is an isolator. You can see it. It can either be an isolator or a switch. So this setup, this is an appliance. It needs an isolator or a plug, some way to disconnect it safely within arm's reach or within a visible distance. So I can put it on that side of the gate, I can put it just outside there on the garage door. I'm the kind of person I would rather have the isolator right there on the corner because I can switch it off there. No one can switch it on while I'm working here, and at the same time a person cannot stick their arm through here, switch this thing off and let the battery run down, because that's a problem we have. Okay, that's number one. Number two, there's a day night switch here on the cover of the motor, which I don't particularly like because if I want to remove the gate motor and I have to take the gate motor in for a service, the lights won't work at night. So I would have rather put the day night switch on the side of this box or a second box here. That's another thing. Also, to find if a gate motor is working or not correctly, what we firstly do, open the box, check the spiders. If I look at these eggs, there might be a button spider here somewhere. Brown button spiders, a common thing we have here. They're not poisonous, but their bite hurts. It's poisonous, but not enough to kill you. So I can see the little charger light is off. Seems like it's not getting power in. So I'll have to get my multimeter, check this. This is also a haha connection here. Don't like that knee. Here you can see the earth is just twisted together, not connected knee. That's not good knee. This is obviously the PC board. There's the test button to test if the motor runs, and this is the learn button for remotes. Okay, so this is basically the connections, and you'll see also a few things. This gate motor is not working. I'm going to look at the fault, but also this battery. Let me take it out. It's very difficult with this isolator in the way, but as you can see there, those connections are not proper connections. So I'll see if I've got lugs here so I can replace this, because that's part of the problem. You don't do a connection like that. Okay, so let me go around and then I will firstly I need to see why there's no power here. I'll test the power first to see if there's power. I'm going to put the phone off for now, and then I'll get back to you soon. So now I'm going to test the power. Just want to make sure what is what here, because I have a feeling also the wiring is incorrect here. I'll just have to check it again on the connector block. Okay, let's see. There we got there. So that's supposed to be, to me it should be live and neutral, but it's showing live on Earth. As you can see there, 238 volts. 236 volts. Okay, so it is giving power in, definitely, but no power out. It is possible that the fuse might be blown. So I'm going to check for another fuse. So as you can see, my multimeter here, it's got settings that says that line that looks like a sinus wave, that's AC. The one with the solid line and the dotted line is for DC measuring. This here one is the diode tester and a tone. So if you put it there, what we do, we sometimes use it to tone cables. If we want to find cables, that shows me the cables are there. If I want to check the resistance between 2 points, basic resistance, it'll give me the reading on a resistor or something. So what I want to check here first is why this is not working. I'm going to check the fuse. I'm suspecting the fuse. I just can't touch there while the power is on. So I'm going to switch off the power. So make sure the power is off. Okay, wait, let me just put the multimeter on 500 volts, because here we work with 220 in South Africa. I'll put it on a 500 volt reading. You'll see there, no voltage there. Let's just make sure these two connections. See, I'm testing, no voltage. Okay, now take the fuse, inspect the fuse. As you can see there, the wire, you can somewhat clearly see the wire is burnt off. And this is normally a 500 milliamp. See, this is a 0.2 amp. So the 0.2 amps ones blow very easily. So I normally put a 0.5 amp or a 500 milliamp fuse holder in. And if you look, it's going to be difficult on the camera, but they're on the fuse there at the top. On the one side it's written the voltage and amps. So this is a 500 volt or 250 volt 0.2 amp fuse. Okay, so let me replace the fuse and then we go from there. I changed the fuse, but I noticed another little problem, which is something a lot of people miss. If I hope you can see this. You see this is very loose, and if you look there and there, it's bent. So what I need to do is, you take it out. Always, you do this in any way, always. When you replace a fuse, you take these two pins, bend it closed, like so. So it's a little bit smaller than the fuse. And then, when you insert the fuse, it's tight. You always do check connections, fuses, everything, because that can also be the reason why the fuse is blown. It's because it was not making a proper connection, then it becomes a hot connection. And when something's got a hot connection, for some other reason, the amps go up. And that can cause a fuse to blow, circuit breaker to trip, and so forth. Okay, fuse is changed. Let's put the power on, let's see. Okay, fuse hasn't gone bah, nee. LED light is on. The day night switch clicked, which means it's working. And then we will see now. And we can check it on the battery terminals. I don't know how flat it was, but let's see. Oh, wait, let's put it on. Okay, there we can see 13 volts. Okay. Sorry, someone tried to phone me. Should stop the video. Okay, there, it's on 13 volts. Okay, so it's definitely charging the battery now. What we're going to do now is I take out this connector, because that connector goes to the battery. And this one goes to comes from the charger and goes to the charger, the two black wires. And then these other wires are basically like the motor sensor and stuff like that. So now, when I disconnected it, I want to check the battery's voltage. So the battery is staying on 12.9. When the battery goes below 10 volts for a long time, it gets damaged. But obviously, even though it's 12 volt, doesn't mean the battery is working. Because a battery, you need to test the load. So I'm not going to test the load now, because it's obviously not going to give me a load, pass a load test, because the battery is flat. So I'm going to leave the battery to charge for a while I'm going to go and check the cameras out, because we have a similar problem on the cameras. Okay, see there, I tested. Doesn't matter if it's swapped around, it's just your multimeter will measure a minus. You just need to consider that. Okay, so now we're going to leave this thing to charge for a bit, and then we're going to check the cameras, and then we'll come back and see. So it was on 12.9, it shows you 13.1, and it's going up. So what I'm checking for, see, it's 13.2, it's going to 13.2. If I disconnect the batteries, you will see the charger is then it's kind of low, 13.3 is a bit, because you wanted to go to 13.8. So I'm not liking the low voltage now, because they must go between 13.8 and 14 volt. So it is possible that this charger is not charging the battery properly, or there's something else wrong. We can actually check here on the 12 volt output as well, but I think the 12 volt out is actually regulated. See, the 12 volt out is at 13.3. The other place to check is here on the charger. There's like a little connector there. This one gives power out. Shove my multimeter in there, the little sharp pointed connections. Okay, what do we got here? It's difficult to see, get in there. I need to make sure I get in properly. Sorry, I'm holding the camera to the side so I can see. Because I'm getting 14 volt from the transformer, but I'm only getting 13.3 on the battery leads. How much is the battery now? Well, the battery is on 12.9. So what we do is we give it time to charge a bit, and then we will see. I'll have to come and replace this lug like I said earlier, but let me go and at least do the cameras and we'll come back. Okay, so it seems to be that the charger might be problematic. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to replace it. Now, these Gemini chargers, they've got a slot here that they just slide into. And then the connector on the newer power supplies fit here. This is an older power supply. I just want to use it to test. I'm not sure, you know, how good a condition it is. Because everything, like look at here, the plugs don't plug on properly. The power doesn't connect properly. You know, everything is a nightmare here. The live neutral earth is incorrect. So I need to rewire this whole thing to make it fit. Okay, let me rewire it. As you can see there, like I said previously, there, live, earth, neutral. So I'm going to rewire this connector block because it's obviously wired incorrectly. Now live and neutral will be reversed. So I'm going to put this power supply that I have on there for now and then test it again.